we're back. Another episode. Today we got Coach Z. Coach Z, you want to introduce yourself?
No, but thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, yeah, anytime. Coach Z is the new head football coach as of this year. You know, saw a little bit of the practice this morning. Looking pretty intense, looking pretty good.
Try and be loud. Try and be loud and intense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
The score will take care of itself when you bring intensity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I know one of the first questions we wanted to ask, like, obviously, it's your first year here, but how do you feel about not playing Notre Dame this year?
Not happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was not happy. I'm starting to realize I came this weekend to watch wrestling, so I'm starting to see
how big it actually.
Yeah, it's I like it, but you guys let it affect you a little too much. You guys stay focused on just seeing them as another opponent because the majority of the time you guys are better than them. But
oh yeah,
that's emotions for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Gotta stay focused. It's hard. It ain't easy. That's a part of sports. That's why you do sports is test yourself like that. You know you want to win bad, but when you let a little extra get to you, usually doesn't turn out well.
Yeah, I could see that because I played football here all 4 years, and this year was my last year, and I could say that just being in the atmosphere, like in a game like that, I know it's the rivalry and everything, but I feel like sometimes emotions do take over, and
Right.
it sometimes leads to us
Most of the time.
oh yeah,
It's most
making
of the
bad
time.
mistakes, or
Right.
and letting us affect us in a way that brings.
especially with the history you have with them.
Yeah.
All
Well,
those big
we all
games.
talk about emotions, but no one ever tells you how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying that they don't exist is definitely not the answer.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's handling it. You know it's going to happen. You got to handle it. Whoever handles it best is usually who prevails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Coach,
did you wanna tell us about yourself and
Yeah, I'd love to. So I grew up Arlington Heights. I went to Buffalo Grove High School. I started playing football when I was 5. I really didn't want to play. I was the youngest. My older brother really, really, really wanted to play football, really wanted to play baseball. He came back from having a brain tumor surgery, grabbed me in the car, told me I'm playing football. So that's how I got my football start. I really loved wrestling. I loved boxing, were my 2 favorite sports growing up. I thought I would be an Olympian boxer and then go on to have a professional career. Started at 10, had probably 75 fights before I got to high school. Yeah, and then another 25 once probably I was in high school or in college, but did most of my training at Hamlin Park. Would go to Brooks Park a little bit, but mainly Hamlin, a lot of times Portage Park.
The big ring.
Yeah,
Brooks.
right.
Yeah.
So Hamlin Park has about a 12 foot by 12 foot ring, which is like,
Tiny.
dude, you learn how to body shots. You learn, and I'm the only, I'm really, I fought with all the Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. There wasn't really, so like left hooks to the body is what you do over and over and over again. And I loved it. There was my crew. I was Hamlin Park. I really was Hamlin Park. I grew up in the suburbs, but I spent the majority of my time in the city. My father would take me to every gym pretty much in the city. Eckerd Park, Hamlin Park, Bessemer Park, Stateway Gardens. We were a traveling crew, always the away team, never the home team. Loved being fresh meat. And proving myself. I always loved going into other people's neighborhoods, seeing what they were about, and then doing what you do. You get a lot of confidence when you can walk into other people's neighborhood and do whatever you do. But boxing, wrestling, I like sharing that story because I got into boxing because my brother's brain tumor, his roommate's father was a really well-known orthopedic surgeon in Florida, but had a bbig boxing background, and I was in the boxing gym by the time I was 4 years old, so it wasn't like I was just some savage that needed violence that needed violence all the time. I was a younger brother and a mama's boy that really was hurt by the things that were going on in my life, and I found that was the best way to really channel the anger, channel the energy into something positive. And growing up, a lot of I had learning disabilities. Like I'm ADHD, and it was one of the few things that could keep my focus, my undivided attention on the task at hand. It's, as Joe Rogan puts it, it's human chess with dire consequences at any time. There's not a lot of things that can have you focused like boxing or wrestling.
Are you big into like UFC and stuff then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My first jiu-jitsu coach was Royce Gracie. Back in night, right? If you guys know who that is,
No, I
idea.
do
not.
Do you know who the Gracie family is?
I might. I might
They
have
pretty
heard
much
of them.
introduced Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the United States. So
Mm.
early on, there was no weight classes.
Uh-huh.
There was no time limit.
We just
No weight
Fist
classes,
bump.
right? No time
Yeah.
limit. And there was this 180-pound Brazilian dude that would show up in a gi with his belt, right? And it would be a 45-minute match.
Damn.
And this dude would just weather the storm, find a right. Like, what is this dude doing on his back? Like, nobody understood what was going on. And that was my first instructor. So go look back and see who UFC 1, 2, and 3, like who the champ was.
all right.
And that was my first jiu-jitsu coach. But with wrestling, I didn't know it at the time, but it seems like the best fighters all have a wrestling and
Oh,
boxing.
yeah.
Right, whoever can wrestle and whoever can box, learn a kick or two. So before I wanted to go to the Olympics boxing, I really wanted to be, I wanted to fight in that, like bad. Like there was zero money involved with it. No, there was no future in it, but there was something about it that I was like, this is awesome. I would really like to do it, but never got a chance to.
Well, obviously, we did our little research and everything, and I know Mr. Santucci played at Notre Dame, and so did you. Like, what was the experience of putting on a gold bucket like that?
It was. I mean, I just never assumed I would go to college, let alone Notre Dame. So to have football really open the doors for places I never should have been, I'm thankful for, and trying to pass it along. I think that's a big reason of why I like coaching and why I'm at this level, just to have young men understand that there is a path, so long as you stay focused and are driven. I mean, you see my size. It's not like I'm anything bigger than anyone else. You're not picking me out of a lineup saying that's a NFL player, but
Yeah.
I stayed focused. I stayed dedicated. Right, really, since I was 6, since I started wrestling.
Do you think that that like boxing, like that passion you had for boxing and fighting, really translated to football
Yeah,
on the field?
yeah, because it's like I said, I loved playing away games. Like I love getting booed. I love having stuff. Right, I love having stuff thrown at me. Like I do better at away games than home games. I have more problems at home games than I do away games. But I think one thing about me with the boxing and wrestling, like I don't lose. Like fourth quarter, I'm not ever tired.
Not slowing down.
Right, I'm not. I'm just catching my rhythm, and I love that part of me that. And I think a lot of that is the Hamlin Park stuff, fighting with who I fought, and it's just people that are gonna, regardless of caring whether they win or lose, they're out to draw blood, they're out to throw body shots, they're out to fight and see who's standing at the end of it, see what you're made out of.
Yeah. Mr. Santucci went his recruiting process. He said he went to the Notre Dame game and he saw they used to paint their helmets.
Yeah.
You have that similar, like when you saw it, you're like, wow, like I gotta go here. When you see that physical contact and all that.
I probably went because I knew how proud my parents were going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad grew up on the west side. They lived above like the little mini mart. My grandfather had the mini mart on the corner store. night schools about as far as that education. You know, he went to 5 different high schools. They didn't move. Right?
Yeah.
Like you. And my mom grew up with a fireman grandfather, a Chicago fireman grandfather. So, I mean, going to Notre Dame was not like something that you could even dream of. And I think just knowing that having a degree from there was way more important than stadium, you know, helmets and stadiums and crowds and stuff like that. When I'm walking away, the people that I'm surrounding myself with and the teammates that I had, the level of people that you go around, they're high achieving individuals.
Do you have any favorite memories or funny stories?
Too many, none that I can share. You're talking about 18 to 22 years old. There ain't none I can share.
Yeah.
Not in this not in this area.
Not on the air.
Well, you
Good time. I mean, honestly, though, college athletics, college football is a full-time job. It ain't, you know, I was so unprepared when I got there that it really kicked my butt. I had to time manage, but you're going to enjoy it, you know. The ones that love football, the ones that embrace wrestling, embrace boxing, embrace that type of stuff usually do well.
Yeah, once you get that like rhythm down,
you got to, right? You got your body's going to adapt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But once you get that rhythm down,
right, you got to. You start humming.
Yeah.
You start humming, everything becomes easier.
Yeah.
So, you know, just because I played and, you know, I went through 2 coaches when I was here, and, you know, like, how are practices going to look? Like, you know, like an overview
A lot of
practice.
tackling.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of tackling.
Yeah. And, like, you know, I just, like, the way that I saw, like, your highlight reel really made me go, like, damn, like, you know, this guy brings the boom. So, like, you know, that, like, I was kind of like shocked, and I'm like, you know, it's like, it's a good face, a good person. I feel like we have like, it's like a fighter basically.
Yeah.
And then it's exactly what you explained that you did and what you love doing and the passion for it. So like how are practices gonna look like for you know, the younger
super
guys?
intense.
Yeah.
And that's the football that I grew up in, you know, like Baltimore Ravens. Our drills were almost that of like Pee-wee football, but we do it over and over again. It's refined. It's at a high level. You're doing the basics.
The fundamentals.
Right. You're doing the fundamentals. You're doing the basics. Whoever wins the fundamentals wins the games.
Yeah.
Whoever makes less mistakes.
Right. Like, and I'm not smart enough to draw up all the X's and O's. Like, they don't. I got plenty of them, but it's not like that gets me exciting. Fundamentals, blocking, tackling, imposing your will on the team that you're playing together is the point of football. It's a collective us versus them. Our high school, our school colors, our team, our mascot, our fan base, our people versus your people. Yeah.
And I feel like the school and, you know, the alumni.
There's a ton of pride. There's too much pride here.
Yeah.
There's not too much pride. There's the right amount of pride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's too much pride not to have success in the program, not to be winning games.
Yeah.
But it'll be intense. It'll be physical. Fun. We're going to have fun. You take the personality. The team takes the personality of the head coach. So, I mean, we're going to be enjoying competing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know me and Elias saw a little bit of the practices today. Looks pretty. Look.
Yeah, you try. You know, it's to get the team's got to have one voice. You know, above all else, you got to have one voice. The coach can only take you so far. It's a player's game. The players got to want it. The players got to do it. Coach has got to just lead the way, show them how to do it. Hopefully they listen. Hopefully they do it.
No, yeah, like if they're not, you know, a lot of kids here are not really hard-headed. They listen to, you know, they kind of like go with the flow, you know. Like everything here, everyone goes with the flow. So that's a good.
You want to make it hard enough so the body can adapt to it. Like they adapt to it, they're going to adjust to it, they're going to be good with it. Then you keep incrementally making a little harder.
Yeah, and then also like what I saw in the morning here, that's like what's going to be in college, you know. It's
exactly.
You're just, you know, literally just handing them what's going to be in college, 6 a.m. You know? You're gonna hear at 6 a.m. with the whistle. You're like, all right, everyone, let's go. Everyone get ready.
Loud.
And I heard, 6 a.m.
It's chaos, man. You got to get ready for chaos.
Yeah.
Football is absolute chaos.
Yeah.
It's chaos. And whoever, once again, is organized in the chaos, whoever can keep the level head, whoever can handle the emotions better, usually succeed.
Yeah, and, just like as a junior, and they're going to be seniors, and obviously this is senior season, so this is like our last ride here, the last couple months. I know that everything picks up, and it doesn't feel real, but as like a senior and you're playing football, like obviously we start in August. Like that's the start of the season.
Tell them how quick it goes.
Yeah.
Let them know how quick it goes.
So summertime and like the summer practices, like I didn't think that I would be sitting here saying that I missed them because nobody wanted to wake up at 6.
Right.
And nobody wanted to wake up at 6 in the morning, be here by 7:30, leave by like 11, but like.
And I'll say that's what college is like. You're going through that grind.
And
you're
it was
miserable.
every day.
You're miserable, but somehow you miss it. I don't know why you miss it. You miss that, because you have purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you're not going to have purpose, but I think in that time you're a teammate. You have a lot of purpose,
especially for a 19, 20-year-old
right,
college
dude. I got a
kid.
team. I got a team. I got purpose. I'm focused. I got dedication. You'll find new things to do. It's not right, but it was practice. Yeah. Practice for being a family man. Practice for being a professional. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, and
getting you ready for real life stuff.
Yeah. The juniors here, they're gonna be seniors. They got some good leaders. They got some good kids. They adapt. Then I'm, as like I go off and I just want to see them succeed. I want to see the school succeed and like, coming from my played football and I'm gonna miss it and I don't think they'd understand that it goes by really fast.
Yeah, please tell them.
And like
because the old Unc's telling them that ain't gonna listen.
yeah, I know, and it's the same thing with me. It's like I sat there and I was in the summer and I was like, I dreaded it and I was like, let's go, and we just talked about it yesterday. We were like, football ended like no less than 3 months ago, and it feels like it's been a year. So, it's a good thing.
I still dream about playing. I'm
like
10 years removed from my last game. I still dream of playing.
Yeah, and do you want to tell us how it was, like, going from Notre Dame to obviously like the NFL, like that
how
jump?
was
I had a harder transition from high school to college, believe it or not.
For real?
Yeah.
Because college is so like compact. Like when you're in the NFL, it's very.
I don't have school.
Yeah, you don't have school.
My school is
football.
Right. So now the speed of the game picks up.
Mm-hmm.
Like once back to adjusting and adapting, I've always been pretty fast to adjust and adapt. So the speed of the game didn't really get me. And I was fortunate to go to a place where I'm playing with probably 4 Hall of Famers on my side of the ball, not even on the other side of the ball, but on my side of the ball. I'm playing with Haloti Ngata, Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, and Ed Reed.
Yeah, 4 big names.
Right. So, I mean, and these were the rules before there was no two-a-days. So, like, my dad and my brother came to our training camp and spent the rest of the time praying for my safety. You know what I mean? Like this was our. I had a rookie head coach in John Harbaugh. We had a whole new staff, a whole new style of ball. We had a pretty notorious training camp, like how we hit every day.
Yeah.
Like we hit every day. Helmets falling off, fights. There's fights every day. Like it would not be a practice without a fight.
Yeah.
And not like pushing and shoving, but like.
Yeah, like
physical.
Yeah,
right.
It's
real punches. It was the beauty of it was when you came out of it, you really felt like you could play 2 football games in one weekend. Now getting through it, you got to get through it. But back to boxing and wrestling. Boxing and wrestling all got me ready for that type of training camp.
Yeah.
And once again, I hated it, but now I really miss that type of grueling experience because it's only for the few. Ain't nobody making, there's only so many people that can make that through.
No, yeah, and
it's a small list. It's a small list of people that are going to make it through it, and you're one of them.
Yeah. No, yeah, you were talking about fighting. We read an article, literally right before you came out. Ray Lewis say he could beat you in a boxing match. Is that
People say stuff all the time.
Yeah, it was.
He knows what would happen.
It was like it was an article. I think it was you two talking about something about a boxing match.
I mean, he's the baddest man in the NFL. There's no way he's gonna admit that.
What would you say the difference?
I'll say, well, I never had to do no rookie hazing. No, I'm the only rookie that didn't have to sing.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
What would you say the?
What would
Yeah,
you
that
sing?
means a lot. That means a lot. That means a lot.
What would you sing though if you got the chance to sing?
I did in the they finally had enough, and we were in the lunchroom. Like every rookie had to do it in front of the team in the team meeting. Like we're finally 2 or 3 days away from no rookies doing it. And they're like, all right, man, come on. I can't say what I sang.
How was that team meal? You bought the team meal.
They took care of it. They didn't do
okay.
us like that. I mean, you can't. Most of the time when dudes do that, they pick up their tab. When they run up like a $40,000 bill, like they're taking care of the majority of it. They just make it known, like right. It's more for clout than it is. It ain't really. Now, if you had a teammate that makes you pay $40,000 as a rookie that doesn't have $40,000,
that's messed up.
we're gonna have a problem, right? We're gonna have a
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Like we're gonna have a real problem.
Yeah.
You're not putting me in debt right away. And I had another safety. Ours was like $5,000 for the two. Not split. Like the two of us had to split, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But it was lucky to have Ed Reed as your lead guy because homeboy saved his money from his first communion. The dude is a old school, country boy that ain't. He don't have Louis Vuitton luggage. Like he ain't like that.
What would you say the difference is between? I know you said you played with a couple Hall of Famers. Between like the average NFL player and those Hall of Famers, what kind of makes them stand out compared to the?
Their dedication. So the average NFL guy is trying to. How do you put it? Strike while the iron's hot. You know what I mean? He's trying to find a girl that's out of his league. He's trying to spend money on cars that he shouldn't be driving. Those guys stay focused. They stay focused all the time.
Play for the love of the game.
Yeah, they're staying. They're watching film. They know more about the game plan on Wednesday than the coaches do, and that's real. They study it. They live it. They love it. They get away from it, so they miss it to keep themselves that hungry.
Yeah. And
they're about that life.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing. There ain't gonna be no tweets. There ain't gonna be no
Eat, sleep, football.
That's it. And they want to punish you for even thinking that you can compete on the same field as them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the beauty, but that was the fun part of playing with them is, man, we had a lot of games won before we even played because we don't want.
I can just imagine.
When the whole team, when the other side's watching him do the entrance, game over.
Yeah.
Game
Yeah,
over.
exactly.
Y'all ain't focused.
Oh yeah.
We're about to run right through you.
I can just imagine the different level of energy that they would bring to practice.
Yeah, it's crazy. So those three guys that I mentioned, Terrell Suggs out of those three, loved to practice more than any person I've ever seen. Like genuinely enjoyed, loved to practice. It was football. We ain't calling it practice. We're going out to do football. This ain't practice. Talk about practice. Y'all don't know who AI is, do you?
Allen Iverson?
Yeah.
I'm the greatest player in the
yeah,
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the greatest player in the world.
And I got to worry
Talking about
trade
practice.
talk.
We're talking about practice. But seriously, those guys love. Anytime they can play football, they're playing football.
They don't even think about it as a job.
No.
It's just backyard football.
Dude, it's football. And that's what it was. It really was. When I said the NFL was more like Pee-wee football, not in the terms of like you're playing Pee-wee football, dude. It's like it's fundamentals and you genuinely enjoy. This is what you do.
Yeah, and obviously, I feel like you brought that love. You say you still wish it was 10 years ago your last game. You still want to play.
I can still play.
And you bring that love here.
Yeah, try and do.
And I know that love is gonna be shown obviously on the practice field, and it's gonna be shown at wherever our home games are. If it's Triton, Hanson, or Reed Dunning, I know
we'll
that
get a home stadium eventually. We'll get it soon enough.
Yeah. And I know that love.
Hopefully, I can do that for you guys. Get that.
Yeah, hopefully. And you told us at the prep rally that you want us to bring, that energy, the stud section. And I know you were at a couple of the basketball games, and that was that's our last run as the stud section leaders. But
it's contagious, dude. It really is. You can feel it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of pride here.
It's love.
Yeah,
it's love
really
for the guys that are on the court, and it's going to be love for the guys on the field. Like there's something about the school
brotherhood.
Yeah,
it's real. Brotherhood. It ain't really just a word. You guys really live it.
And
Yeah, the greatest brotherhood analogy I think I ever heard was from Coach Bailey. It was like, if you're a senior and you see this little freshman getting beat up, and you see a St. Pat's logo on him, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah, he said,
jump in.
Yeah, he said get out of the
mix, right?
Said, get out of the car, and you're gonna help your boy out.
Yep.
Because obviously, every time that we wear that shamrock on our chest, it just means that we're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you went here, you didn't go here, it's just kind of like it's our alma mater.
Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm glad you guys had me too. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah,
having me on.
Yeah, no, yeah. One thing we haven't talked about is how did you get here at St. Pat's? How did you end up here? How did coaching here cross your mind?
Yeah. I mean, I do a rosary in the morning, so I don't really think or plan where I'm going to head up. It seems to take care of itself when you do that. And once I got into coaching, I was in a bad spot in Western Michigan. I needed to get out of there. I didn't have any answers, so I started doing a rosary in the morning every day before I leave for practice. It led me to Brown, which was a great experience. I continued doing that every morning. Last year, college athletics, college football, I knew a lot of people were going to be getting fired. I knew things were going to be happening. We had a terrible season, so once again, got back on the rosary, and it leads you where you need to go.
God's plan.
Yeah, I don't know how much thinking about it really helps you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, I think it gets in your own way. So let's just stay focused on the day to day. As a father, once you have kids, you'll understand that.
Yeah.
I can't be dreaming of better, greener pastures. I need to be focused on whatever it is that's going on right now. So me dreaming of being the Chicago Bears head coach or something don't help my family in the current situation. So let's stay on the rosary. Let's stay with the things that are important to you, and the rest will take care of itself.
All right.
That's all everyone is here at St. Pat's. Everyone.
Yeah.
It's like literally everyone.
It works.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. It may not work when you need, on your time frame, but if you stay to it, it works.
Mr. Dubs.
Because it did. It got me. I'm here right now. I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm,
I'm not supposed to be anywhere else. So I don't know how I got here, or why I got here. I don't really care to know. I just know that I'm here, and you take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you.
Everything happens for a reason.
That's what I think, man.
So, thank you, Coach Z, for coming on.
Thank you very much, Coach Z.
Thanks for having you guys.
Thanks for
having me on again.
And one thing I just want to say is, hopefully, the Shamrocks kick ass, and
we will.
And thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Peace.
Peace.